Hello all, welcome to the show. Subscribe to True Wavy Stories and thumbs up to this episode. Following the tragic death of Garrison Brown on Sister Wives, everyone wondered who among Off-Lip Chilg's 18 children still has a relationship with Robin Brown. Sister Wives has uncovered the mixed emotions within Cody's polygamous family, especially growing tension between Robin and other members of the household. Robin is Cody's fourth and only surviving wife and is widely regarded as his first choice. This became more entrenched as his other marriages collapsed. With Cody and Robin becoming closer, some of Cody's children started to distance themselves, which created more tension and a broken family. There are 18 children of Cody from his marriages to Robin, Christine, Janelle, and Mary. Cody's older kids are Logan, Madison, Hunter, Garrison, Gabriel, Michael T., Aspen, and others who have come out in the open about their issues with Cody and Robin in their relationships. Robin already had 3 children from a previous marriage, Brianna, Dayton, and Aurora, that were later adopted by Cody. Robin and Cody have 2 children together named Solomon and Ariella. The tensions in the family have worsened with time. Garrison took his own life in March 2024, making the emotional breakup of the family even more terrible. Cody's older children are mostly resentful of Robin. Cody's relationships with his previous children have been problematic, especially with Robin. Garrison, Gabe, and Gwendolyn are some of the older children who have been upset with Robin. They feel abandoned and feel that Robin's presence has doubled the splits in the family. Garrison specifically blamed Robin for destroying their relationship, claiming that the older siblings no longer needed a father figure. Gabe and Gwendolyn also agreed, denouncing Robin's prejudice towards her own children and accusing her of being a victim, which widened the gap between them. Robin has mentioned that she was hurt and unfairly attacked by Cody's older children. She has tried to bond with them, but is worried some will always see her as the villain. This ongoing tension shows precisely how difficult blended family relationships are. Fears like favoritism, trust issues, and issues left unresolved keep opening up a divide between Robin and Cody's older children, and family unity becomes hard to achieve. One of the primary sources of tension is Cody's favoritism. From setting up house rules to making decisions that seem to favor Robin's biological children, many of Cody's older children feel ignored. They feel that Cody's favoritism of Robin's kids has made the family dynamic unequal and has caused them to become angry and suspicious. This feeling of favoritism has made it tougher for the family to come together. The kids feel they are estranged in their own household because of Cody's exposure and influence by Robin. Even Michael T., who was once on a close terms with Robin, has perceived a difference in their relationship. Michael T. Brown, Christine's daughter and Cody's stepdaughter, had an intimate, nurturing relationship with her stepmother. Robin was a big part of many of the salient events in Michael T.'s life. Robin's relationship with Michael T. was previously close, especially when she was married to Tony Padron and having twins Archer and Ace. Michael T. even asked Robin to be there for the birth, proving how close they had become over the years. Michael T. was one of the few children of Cody who had a good and respectful relationship with Robin for some time. All this, however, came to an end with Garrison's death and burial. Robin's death hit the Brown family hard, particularly the bond between Robin and Michael T. In a characteristic Patreon entry, Michael T. hinted at the existence of something serious that happened during Garrison's burial that caused a huge rift between her and Robin. Although she withheld certain details from being revealed, her tone was one of hurt and disappointment, suggesting there was a huge argument that took place during already mellow moments. This incident was a turning point since Michael T. started to isolate herself from Robin, which was starkly different from how they were close before. Garrison's death heightened tensions among the family members and made it even more difficult for them to heal. Not only did it bring grief, but it also revealed the underlying cracks in the family relationship. Michael T.'s change of attitude towards Robin is an example of how tragedy reveals underlying problems, as well as shifting allegiances. What once was a close relationship became strained as emotional stress and grief dug deeper the chasm. Michael T's public Patreon post demonstrated the emotional toll that everyone in the family was experiencing and the ongoing challenge to stay together, despite pain and loss. Concurrently, Robin is growing more isolated from the rest of the Brown family. She has stated feeling pushed aside and misunderstood by other family members. Even her efforts to remain active and connected have only served to widen the emotional distance, and she, along with her children, feels increasingly estranged. The episode highlights the challenges of blended families in general, especially when dealing with loss, broken relationships, and disagreements on what family cohesion is supposed to be. Despite all of that, Robin still pushes Cody to do better with his relationships with his children. On more recent episodes of Sister Wives, she has been noticeably concerned with growing emotional distance between Cody and some of his 18 kids. Robin has pushed back at Cody's half-hearted efforts to reconnect and vented openly that he is not making enough overtures. She has also called upon him to come forward and try to repair the broken relationship, calling upon him to be more involved and present as a father. Cody has been reluctant to make major overtures towards reconciling despite Robin's insistence. He informed Robin that he only wants to work with the children who are ready to work for him, conceding that he is rejected by others. Cody has also declared that he won't relocate away from Robin to fix these broken relationships, showing that his relationship with her remains his top concern. Cody's dedication to Robin remains paramount, but this approach can be stretching their marriage. Robin believes Cody should try to bridge the gap with their kids, instead of holding out for them to make that step. Now, let's talk about what happened with Truly Brown after Sister Wives Season 19. One of Cody's ex-wives, Christine Brown, is seeking full custody of their youngest child, Truly Brown. Christine and Cody had been spiritually married for more than 25 years before they split in late 2021. Their breakup led to a custody battle over their teenage daughter. Truly has lived with Christine most of the past 3 years, but visiting Cody periodically. Christine explains she moved Truly from Arizona to Utah so her relationship with Cody would not further decline. She assures she made the right choice by bringing Truly to Utah. However, Cody strongly objected, accusing Christine of lying and fabrication. He also blamed Christine for letting Truly live in a spinster household with her boyfriend David Woolley. Christine and David were not yet married at that time. Cody did not find it befitting that Truly should live in such a state of affairs. Christine married David in October 2023. In 2024, Christine surprised Cody by asking him to provide child support to Truly. The surprise request led Cody to become more responsible. Christine also filed a petition to legally declare Cody as Truly's father. Truly was born in 2010, when Christine and Cody were not yet legally married, and consequently Cody's name was not placed on Truly's birth certificate. When they split, Christine began official proceedings to make Cody provide for his parental duties. Through May 2025, Christine does not have sole custody of Truly. Although she requested custody in September of 2024, it is not known whether she shares custody with Cody. Both Cody and Christine's lawyers submitted disclosures in December of 2024, according to reports by Reality T. They will be mediating on May 21, 2025. It will be interesting to find out when Christine will finally break the news of the final custody arrangement, perhaps on a future season of Sister Wives, when she might reveal more about her court fight with Cody. Despite court battles, Truly loves spending time with Christine and David in Utah. She loves to venture out into nature with her mother. Fans have been following Truly grow up on the reality show, from her birth to now being a teenager. Truly often appears in Christine's Instagram stories, sharing bold outdoor adventures. Christine and David posted a video of them enjoying some fun time on an off-road adventure in San Hollow, Utah, in April 2025. Christine captioned the post that it was a warm, peaceful place to relax and make memories with David and Truly. The three of them appeared to be in good mood in the video. Fans praised how much Truly looks like her mum, noting the resemblance in the comments. Fans doused Truly with plenty of love, with many of them still commenting on how much she looks like Christine. Christine, in May of 2025, shared a series of photos to Truly, showcasing their close relationship. In one of the pictures taken at Utah's Goblin Valley, Christine and Truly wore matching sunglasses and looked eerily similar. The mother and daughter didn't just look alike, but even seemed to be enjoying each other's company. Their picture garnered over 34,000 likes and many sweet comments. One of the Instagram users wrote, "Truly is a mini Christine, love her," and many agreed. It's great to see Truly get so much love and attention from her mum and the Sister Wives audience. But beneath the veneer of love and concern lies a growing gulf. Years have seen an insidious cleaving in what was an homogenous household. The drama of this plural family was acted out in front of the public, with shared goals, growing homes, and involved relationships. But amidst terrible personal disaster, the very fabric of the family has cleaved irrevocably. At the core of the emotional turmoil is Robin Brown. Once the unifying force, she is now seen by most as the cause of the breakup of the family. The only survivor wife of a dissolving plural marriage, Robin feels more isolated than ever. When she came into the family, she was thought to be a great addition to a large extended family. But over time, her presence made waves that increased to become typhoons and smothered a generation of adult children who no longer see her as a mother and a friend. A large, untidy house where there was once a shared vision of oneness is fragmented into cliques, drawn by pain, memories, and shifting allegiances. The shared vision of being together has broken down under the brutality of favoritism, festering sores, and the cruel loss of a valuable member of the family. At some point, the family did seem whole, or at least almost whole. Robin joined in with the promises of fresh energy, emotional availability, and commitment to the family vision. She introduced her own children and later had additional children with Cody. For a while, it seemed like everybody was working together for a shared goal, a village based on reciprocal parenting, respect, and love that could contain them all. But slowly, that feeling of togetherness was unraveling. Emotional bonds weakened, and Robin's house was its own world, a serene haven increasingly distant from the rest of the world. Her voice in Cody's decisions, more and more dominant. What she referred to as finding harmony seemed like domination to everyone else. Her will was supreme, her limits not broached, and her children ever protected. It was more than the adult children who had already experienced conditional love and shifting allegiances could handle. Garrison's death rendered the gap all too real. Garrison was a handsome, driven young man who had once smiled freely in front of the cameras. His death was a turning point, a break in the family's spirit. Garrison had long complained of his misery through what he felt was abandonment, not just by his father, but by the entire family system. He questioned decisions made in the name of love, which seemed to leave some behind. Others shared this sentiment, citing unseen splits between children of different mothers, unfair rules, and fickle attention. Feelings were raw and tensions were high at Garrison's memorial. The atmosphere at the family was suffocating with loss and bottled-up bitterness. It was not just grief, but also layers of unresolved anger, unspoken omissions, and the aching awareness that some things in the family seemed to take precedence over others. Robin did attend the memorial, but to some, her presence felt intrusive, almost staged. In the intervening days since the funeral, one of the daughters who had been closest to Robin quietly distanced herself. Her quiet on social media, lack of shared pictures, and the melancholy tone implied a distance that words, until then, hadn't bridged. What had been a relationship marked by maternal love now was distance. This distance had not only become emotional, but had taken symbolic, almost spiritual dimensions. Something was missing, and it was clear it wouldn't be coming back. There was a moment when Robin was supported by this daughter, who was such a sweet person and capable of seeing the good in all people. She had welcomed Robin into the family and shared with her very intimate moments. From weddings to giving birth, their bond was real, or at least it seemed so. But when tragedy hit the family, peeling away the thin veneer that covered strained relations, something shifted in her. Indirectly but unmistakably, she expressed a sense of betrayal. The pain wasn't what happened, but what didn't happen. The lack of accountability, lack of understanding, and minor mistakes that created lasting wounds. With that pain, she drew a line, not with drama and loud disagreement, but with silence, absence, and the quiet closing of a door. There were no words, the family knew. Viewers at home and piecing together pieces from social media posts, insider rumors, and the shifting dynamics on television could see it. Something important had broken. Robin herself isn't pain-free. She has expressed her deep sorrow in interviews and on the show over the way things went. She believes she has been unfairly judged and pushed into a life she didn't want. She believes her intentions have been misinterpreted and her work invalidated. Robin has never wavered in saying she wanted only to be part of something beautiful, a household where children from multiple mothers grew up together and shared a home. But as has been stated, the best of intentions do not necessarily bring the best outcomes. Her previously praised closeness with Cody came to feel like exclusion to everyone else. Her natural tendency to uncompromisingly defend her own children sometimes did so at the expense of family harmony. When confronted, Robin used to speak about her own pain, but never really saw how deeply others were hurt. In the delicate dance of healing, that mattered. The adult children who were grieving did not require empty apologies and platitudes. They required responsibility. They needed space to vent feelings of disappointment and neglect without being labeled disrespectful. Without that space, most just walked away. At the center of this fractured family is Cody, the former personification of unity within the plural marriage. Now he is remembered for selective engagement. In recent public and private interviews, he admitted to withdrawing from relationships. His reason? He simply wants to engage with people who are open and willing to connect. Cody's position, as it seems, is that the door is open, but only if his children come to him first. This conditional willingness to communicate has not gone unnoticed. It contributes to the suffering of so many, reinforcing the notion that love must be earned through good behavior or compliance. It also makes Robin inviolable in their eyes. Criticizing her is the same as criticizing Cody, and questioning her decisions amounts to a betrayal of him. All this has only helped to widen the emotional gap between them. While Robin still pushes Cody to make contact, pressing phone calls, suggesting family therapy, and pushing reconciliation, he still draws back and maintains his distance. Loyalty seems to be solidly in one household now, and for the adult children who once looked up to him as a father figure, this bitter reality is hard to accept. Now, well weapon to King Cody's to moch barive displease fidis. There is stability, love, and a strong sense of togetherness in Robin's home. Her children are close and secure, protected from the conflict that exists beyond their doors. They are faithful to her, and through her to the concept of family she holds on to so tenaciously. But this safety is purchased at a price. Her children are becoming increasingly isolated. What was once a big family circle has shrunk to a small bubble. Their names are no longer spoken alongside their older siblings, their accomplishments celebrated in front of fewer relatives, and their reunions less raucous and more subdued. This isolation is no one's fault, least of all Robin's, but the accumulation of decades of choices, preferences, defensiveness, and avoidance. The fantasy of one family has disintegrated, and in its place is a small island of belonging in a vast ocean of emotional distance. Going ahead, can there be reconciliation? Can there be healing? The answer is uncertain. Time can create avenues, but it cannot undo pain already experienced. Sorrow does not mend relations, it manifests what they are. For Robin, the job is tricky. How does she apologize without being defensive? How can she confront the harm of silence, of omission, and of being the privileged child in a family intended to be equal? For Cody, even more is at stake. Will he risk the ease of his current position to rebuild trust, or will he retreat further into the safety of the one bond that still holds true, even if at the cost of watching the rest of the family fall apart? For the adult children who lost a brother, a shared family identity, and perhaps even their faith in unconditional love, the hard question is whether they can heal without demanding closure from those who caused the pain. There are no simple answers now, but this is certain: the dream of togetherness, the family moments that once were captured in photographs and on screen, exist now only in the past. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel for updates every day. See you soon. Before you